Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. As you approach Agrabah Nights, that place where you would normally spend your evenings whiling away, something's very wrong. You scent the tinge of blood in the air, the smell of burning. Something's gone horribly wrong here. The veil of death has fallen upon this place, that shroud that covers everything. As you approach the building, you see spread across the streets no less than 12 canvas sheets covering bodies. Denofrier leans against the open door of Agrabah Nights. She has a cigarette in one hand as she lights it. There are a number of other individuals who bear pendants, rings, and other sigillion that would identify them as members of the Order of Hermes. We're going to do the introductions as you walk towards the building. So Dr. Energon will be last because he has to come out of the shadows, as it were. So we will start with Lottie and Eliza, who will arrive together, as they're also the first on my screen.
All right. Well, Lottie will walk in first and kind of half-step stop, partially tripping over her feet when she feels that presence of death and just kind of looks around. She'll look at Eliza with like a really highly raised eyebrow. Did anything happen here? She'll look to Denofrier. Just like a confused look of what the fuck.
I would look at all the bodies. Stacked knee high.
The fuck happened?
Light up a cigarette. Turn on my heel and leave the building.
You're not in the building, you're actually standing outside the building, for the record.
I'm not gonna... God damn it, Heaven.
I did say this, the Denofrier is leaning outside the building at the door to the building.
Okay, so I look at the body. Stacked knee high. Light up a cigarette. Turn around and leave.
No. You're not leaving me here with the dead. Come back here.
What do you want me to do?
Investigate with me.
Oh my god.
Yes, come. Hands holding. Walks back to Denofrier.
I don't want to. I don't need this right now.
You will get plenty of liquor. Liquor? Or the long trek home? Exactly. Hi, Madame Denofrier.
Next to arrive will be Mr. Campbell. Your gran simply says in your ear, Boy, much blood's been spilled here tonight.
Oh, I can tell that. Very true. I should definitely not speak upon it. Yes. Do you think there's any shades about?
I don't know. You're the one who can look. Why don't you fucking look?
Well, you're the one that's deed. I figured you could do it easier.
Oh, deed am I? Oh. So now that I am no longer among the living, you think that I am some kind of workhorse for your amusement?
No, not for my amusement. For the ease of... You know what? I'll just do what they taught me first. How about that, okay?
And while Duncan does that, hey Isaac, it's kind of you're kind of walking through and you're like, I like it. I could build a summer house here.
I was just gonna go ahead and walk onto the scene when I sort of droop and close, I kind of spastically surveying the scene. He's gonna go ahead and take the circuitous route around. So he goes ahead and gets a nice little good look at the canvases and the bodies. And as he goes ahead and passes, he's really tempted to just go ahead and lay down the cold, hard concrete and just wrap one of those blankets over his own face and just commune with his people. And he really, really needs to go ahead and go pee. So he's going to go ahead and enter the establishment afterwards.
All right. Doc, about 5 minutes ago, your chair informs you, Sir, the hostiles have been dealt with. Also, I'm noting a number of other prime signatures that are currently entering and surrounding the establishment.
Friendly? Hostile? Snacks?
I'm unsure, sir. I've plotted a route back if you wish to take it.
Bzz. Go.
Okay. So you guys will see a man in a very advanced-looking wheelchair roll his way out. Hey, Eliza, that's a pretty nice hypertech wheelchair.
Awesome.
And as he rounds the corner, there is the sound of metal meeting metal, and the sound. And then the sound of something heavy getting dropped into something else metallic.
D'Onofrio looks up, and I think Lottie approached her first. Her head is kind of slung down, and she appears to be deep in thought. There's a cigarette in her mouth as she takes another deep drag of it before she flicks it away. And she'll say, "Well, I don't guess that you're going to be having a pleasant evening eating out this evening. Sorry, but
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too cheery. How? Why? The fuck? These are questions I have.
yeah, I have some of the answers to those questions. Some of them I don't." She walks over and she kicks up one of the blankets on one of the bodies, and you see a man dressed in what looks to be heavy-duty kind of SWAT combat armor. The only thing interesting about it is that he has on his arm a Templar cross.
Assets! Assets. The Asset Cabal. The fuck is the Asset Cabal doing back?
Sorry, Dr. Hot, would you mind looking at something for me?
That depends on what it is.
She takes out a clip magazine and she holds it up to you to look, and she takes out one of the bullets and she holds it towards you.
I'll take it.
That is okay. Roll me your intelligence hypertech, please.
Sure.
On a side note for Anna, who is joining us, this scene is taking place outside of the now destroyed Agrabah Knights. There are about 12, 13 bodies laying under canvas sheets outside that have been stacked in a line.
+1. Isaac is now the way over there with a blanket over his health.
God damn it, Isaac. It's okay. He's communing with his people. You see D'Onofrio and a number of other hermetics standing outside the building.
I have successes.
How many successes do you have?
3, 4, depending if analytical applies.
It does, you know.
Oh.
That is very much, or you'd bet your bottom dollar on it. That's a standard Technocrat. That's a standard Technocrat Eliminator round. They're made with a premium reinforced shell, and they're generally have prime energy in the actual filament chamber of the bullet in order to basically pass on what would be considered a holy stroke effect, or holy stroke.
Oh. You know what these are?
I don't. That's why I'm asking you.
They are standard technocratic rounds. They're called eliminator rounds. They pack a whole bunch of wallop. Within them, they have encoded an etheric strike effect, or as they are known to the more traditional of the enlightened, a holy stroke, was it? Yeah, that was it. These things will kill you.
Why in the name of the sanctified archangels and the one above all is it that a Templar has technocratic rounds?
Ratings, thievery, stealing, looting.
That's
The doctor will zzz on up.
all of which is so disconcerting.
By the way, as you do so, you see Tenofre, her head snaps around as she sees you. Her hand opens, and you see a pinprick of light at the tip of each one of her fingers.
Take the hand off of the joystick that says go forward.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Energon, a valued member of the Society of Ether.
Looks over to Eliza with a, you know this guy?
Do I know the guy?
Do you want to roll me some lore?
Sure. Do you have status in the Society of Ether, Austin?
I have blacklisted for causing a robotics accident.
Oh, you're blacklisted?
Perfect.
At the local university.
Mm-hmm.
But
Let's see.
yeah.
That is oh, wait, hold on. Aren't you the guy that caused? Aren't you the guy that caused my robotics explosion at the university?
No, I wasn't him. I was just the one getting the coffee at the time because I told him not to touch it, and he fucking touched it.
Oh,
He was also, you would know him as one of the foremost, like, globally renowned man in the field of both robotics and animatronics.
nice.
Do you know him, Dr. Hoff?
I know of him. You're pretty famous, you know. Oh wait, do you also have this effect on people where they know who you are before you even ever met them? Do you have this as well?
Depends on where I go.
Well, I've got it just about everywhere, so I'm glad to see another soul like mine.
To be fair, Liza, you do have a very distinct personality and just vibe overall. Kind of waves her hand around all of Eliza.
I don't know what you're talking about. Are you insinuating something?
I would never.
You would never, huh? Sure.
If it helps,
Only the
I
truth.
don't really have an idea who you are, except apparently your Lottia's roommate or something.
Or something works, I feel, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Anna. It's nice to meet you.
On the side, why is there a man lying with the corpses?
One
Should
of
I kick him?
the corpse piles goes ahead and like extends an arm out, goes ahead and uncovers its own face, looks to you with this unsymmetrical like face, and simply says, "You guys talk a lot for people trying to go ahead and just get some eternal rest."
I'm gonna kick him.
Roll me that sweet next brawl, man.
One second, let me find my sheet. Let me do it. Just a kick in the side. The fuck?
Ugh.
Isaac, you will receive a combat boot in the side. Hell, get the fuck up.
Oh, that was painful.
The figure underneath the back blanket goes ahead and rolls over for a hot second, revealing the man in a gray hoodie. He's
Isaac!
gonna go ahead and like lift himself up and
The
sit.
fuck, dude? The fuck?
Well, I don't understand why you're so flabbergasted by this situation. He says as he politely wraps up the death blanket beside him Besides the other dead body?
There's
Right,
so
look.
much I would explain, but I feel like I would kick you again, so I'm going to walk away. Walks back to Eliza.
What?
Look, right, guys. So tonight we lost one of ours. By the way, at this point you'll see Rory's body being brought down the stairs.
Son of a bitch.
He has two massive wounds in his chest, one of which is located roughly about just above the stomach, the other of which pierces straight through his heart.
Oof. What
So,
happened? Other than apparently Templars with stolen technocratic tech.
the answer to that is I have no fucking idea.
Do you want to find out?
Okay, I'll tell you this right now. I've already attempted to look back at what happened. Something is actively stopping me from doing it. So I haven't had time to unweave the thing that's attempting to stop me looking. So thanks for the advice. Needless to say, it has been attempted.
Do you want help dismantling whatever's
I
pushing
wasn't
back?
thinking about looking back in time.
What did you say, Austin? Sorry?
He goes, huh. Well, I could tell you what I saw.
Wait, you were here?
You were there?
Until I ran away.
You know what? Not even gonna judge, because they're fucking Templars.
The Templars with, like, evil death rounds. Right. Tell us
So-
your story then, Doctor.
Doctor, Professor, whatever your name is.
Doctor. Well then,
Doctor.
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 I just come up the stairs, up the front of the house, and I was starting to meet with a young man and a young woman, Minnie, I believe. Alice. She said her name was Alice.
You're talking
house-
about Miss. You are talking about Miss Minnie. We've brought her back to the Chantry.
Yes.
I know, Minnie. Jesus.
And then, very sweet young woman. And then a Mr. Rory? Ah, that fellow. Points at the body being carried out. Oh no. That happened after I left.
I should hope so.
So we were there playing trying to just get to know one another, playing a drinking game. And Rory screamed, "Get down!" and tackled Miss Minnie. And then he will point up to the glass that has been blown out. A very large bullet came through that window and separated his arm from his. Oh, somehow his arm has gotten back onto his shoulder.
Knife magic would do that.
I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy running for cover, since I'm, well, an easy target. Says as he looks down.
So.
There was a couple of rounds of fire. Some fairly loud bangs. I had myself and Cyclonus here have decided to flee out the back of the building. And as we reach the stairs to descend into the outwards, two men in tactical gear, wearing very similar to points to a Templar, just stood by and let me pass. They did not raise their weapons in aggression. I was not on their radar, as it seemed. They paid me no mind. And that gave me plenty of time to get to a safe distance before the sweeps came in.
The sweeps?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The sweeps.
Sweeps? The fuck is a sweep? I'm imagining a flying Swiffer Duster. The fuck is a sweep? Someone? Anyone?
They go
Explain.
pew pew and they come from the sky.
That's
Isaac
an
goes
airstrike.
into his back pocket,
That's the
brings out
airstrike.
a comic book, the cover of which has a flying saucer on it with like heat rays disintegrating gray little men behind them. Points to it.
Yeah, pretty
Not
much.
quite. They look a little different, but quite like that. Yes.
They're essentially umbral spirits that do a whole bunch of very odd things, such as cleaning the umbra. However, they tend to do it in a very aggressive manner.
That explains a lot about Roswell, New Mexico.
A little bit.
Okay. Okay, so 1, the fuck? Why were they here? 2, thank you for being here. 3, how the fuck do we investigate the fucking Templars coming in and bursting and killing people?
As to answer that, I can show you this. She'll say, she holds out a kind of a rolled up scroll. The scroll itself is stained in blood at each one of its 4 corners, and she'll say, this was found nailed into Rory's chest.
Do you mind if I take a look at it?
No, by all means.
Anna will take the paper and read it.
It simply says, the blood of those whom claim the descent of false gods shall be purged.
False. The blood of. So basically, anyone related to a god?
You know,
What?
I was really glad when we got rid of the Canticles of Lamentation the last time, and it seems like this is really up their alley. What about the
Who of
Templar?
the what?
They're an extremist faction of the Celestial Chorus that separated from them a while ago. They have ideas about the one true God, and they're very aggressive in.
Utter asshats.
They're kind of like Deus Vult, and I don't mean the meme joke Deus Vult. I mean the Deus Vult for reals.
Mm-hmm.
So I have. Well, what about the Templar Paladins? This is pretty. Well, the Celestial Chorus is both there.
They're problem children.
Whatever.
Needless to say, after the issue was dealt with the Canticles of Lamentation and the Umbra some months ago, the Grand Master of the Templar Order was put on the Magi Most Wanted list, for lack of a better word, but he was never found. So,
I'm guessing we know what he's been up to, if this is indeed him.
well, we don't know.
I'm gonna say likely. Just in case.
Well, let's keep in mind a couple of things here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at this from a point of view that we actually have. What we have here is a couple of things. 1, we have a massive fucking shootout. 2, we've got people dressed in in supposed holy gear, attacking a place of another faith. Agrabah Knights belongs to the Toftani. 3, they're carrying technocratic rounds.
Yes. There was a sniper up on that roof. What a big gun.
Yeah, they're carrying eliminator rounds. So we need
Which
to keep.
roof?
Sure. We need to keep a couple of things in mind. 1, this could be the Canticles of Lamentation. It could not be the Canticles of Lamentation, because I hate to jump to conclusions. We also need to keep in mind that this may be a veiled attempt by the technocracy to actually hit at the Disparate Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind, of course, the Alliance never signed the Treaty of Seattle with the technocracy, thus they're still considered to be dangerous reality deviants.
Exactly.
True.
And it could be they've aligned themselves with people who could help them achieve that.
The technocracy would not align with the Canticles of Lamentation. They are considered... I would consider them Nefandi levels of dangerous.
However,
Technocracy wouldn't, but Cypher 9 might.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that is
Shudder.
terrifying on so many levels.
Who is Cypher 9 really?
That's Psycho.
Ooh,
It's more
yeah.
like, what is Cypher 9?
Inhuman.
A
Well.
machine?
Hates our guts.
Well, not only does he hate your guts, he knows what you're going to do before you do it.
Yeah, he's like the worst. They are literally the worst. Trademark.
He only knows what you're going to do if it makes logical sense. If you do something stupid, he really doesn't know that's coming.
I oddly feel comforted by this, and also terrified. Thank you.
I'm here to help, man.
Alright, well, are there any other... I don't... Rory was one of the few that I knew, but of people who had parents that were spirits, umbral gods. Because this kind of seems like a we're coming for your ass, even though it's not... It's probably not their main goal, but the we're coming for your ass thing should probably not be ignored.
But there's two things.
Red herring or not.
But there's two things we got going for us.
What?
Well, I was listening to you talk, and you said that those things, those rounds, are made some kind of special way. So if someone's around town making those things, couldn't you be able to sense them?
Well,
Question. These
And
bullets, would they have serial numbers?
would they have what?
Serial numbers, a way to track them. I mean, technocracy is all about order and paperwork and trails to find.
I'm just going to take another look at the bullet.
And secondarily, we could always ask the dead.
for the record, they do not have the rounds that you took from the technocratic the eliminator rounds do not have serial numbers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Nope.
Well,
No, it's just not that thing.
Well, the only thing I was saying is Cypher's he's basically a robot, basically. So here's the thing: he's got to use he's going to want to use technocratic things, but he can't use the technocratic things that all the other regular technocratic people are using. So he's got to have a base someplace else. Where would that be? And if it is another place, how can we find it? Because we know where the technocracy is, what signed the Seattle. But then there's the other people, what didn't sign the Seattle. So they're at a place that's not in the same place as the other technocrats. That's what I think.
That actually made sense.
In a weird roundabout way.
But that's the kind of way you gotta think when you're dealing with Cypher, if we are dealing in Cypher.
He knows that this action is going to cause a normal action. The normal reaction would be to keep investigating something. We shouldn't investigate that because all his plans are going to be for people that would do that.
If it even is Cypher.
But how long ago did this happen?
The attack, or...
It was odd.
Yeah.
They sent me a text asking me to come and help, but I didn't get the text, and it was earmarked 5 minutes. Basically, the entire thing appears to have taken place over about 10 minutes. But the text was sent, but I didn't receive it for about 20 minutes. So,
Oh yeah, he's good with timey-wimey. He's got a thing.
Well,
Well,
delayed time?
getting memories might not be a viable option then, but I might be able to get some kind of impression off of, and she'll motion to the bodies.
yeah, well, go start. Get something done. I'm just gonna...
Do you want to head back to the Chantry? This is kind of a bust for late night drinking.
I'm just gonna sit here and ponder a few things. I'll just let you guys get to it.
All right.
Isaac, for his part, is going to go ahead and like lay back onto the concrete. Go ahead and throw the blanket over him, and he's going to go ahead and just simply call out, do some ghost calling from where he is.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me get the dice up. Do you mind if I spend a willpower on this roll to
No,
just
by all means.
simply commune with the local dead?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 for the feet, and I'll throw the other 3 into duration, just so that I have a little bit of time to go ahead and like commune.
Okay.
Just go ahead and murmur, "Hey, this ground is cold."
Austin, so you call out to the spirits of the dead who are right next to you down the line. It's really peculiar. There is nothing there, and there should be.
Okay. There is nothing there, but there should be. Okay.
As in, normally if somebody dies after their spirit is reaped, they tend to stay around for a little while until they putter off or do other things. But there's no spirit resonance there. There's no shade. There's no rogue ghost. There's no wraith. There is nothing there. It's almost as if these bodies were devoid of them.
Okay, well, let's try to go ahead and throw out our senses a little bit. Isaac's going to go ahead and stand up. He's going to go ahead and like fold up the cloth under his arm, just use that as the material focus as he just continues to walk around. He's going to go ahead and walk around the bodies in a circle, and then try to go a little bit more outwards to see if there's any perimeter to this soullessness.
Okay. What do you ponder, Max?
That's a good question. Actually, no. I'm just gonna take a look with a simple. I'm just gonna put on my goggles and look through them with prime sight. Just take a look at the general area.
Let me know what you get.
Let's see.
I'm back.
The answer is yes.
Max, all of these bodies are infused in a very deep way with prime energy. As a matter of fact, you'd even go so far as to say maybe the prime energy is sustaining them.
What do you mean sustained? Like they're still alive, or?
Do you have life sight on?
I do actually. There's life sight implanted upon my goggles.
Okay. To answer the question, they are not dead. More so, they're deactivated. As in, there's a very tiny amount of life energy still in them, and you sense that if you wanted to, if you basically did enough, if you did a life effect, you could probably cause them to sit right back up. But it's almost like their battery was depleted.
That's weird. I'm just gonna wander over towards front. I'm gonna grab some tasks out of my bag.
What's up, Liza?
But I'll be back. I'm just gonna say I'll be back in just 2 minutes. I'm just gonna go grab food out of the oven.
Sure. I'm just gonna tap against some of the bodies. That's weird. These people aren't dead.
That's okay. Isaac says,
on.
more confused.
Not dead, but not fully up and about.
The eternal lie.
No, but they're not. They're not dead, but I wouldn't call them alive either. It's like they're just
That?
Automata?
no,
Eldritch abominations about to strike.
no. Like
Isaac, shush, 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 shush.
Isaac is
have
at the moment shushing.
they have baseline functions. They're breathing ever so slightly. They have small brain activities, and I am pretty sure that if I write a formula using etheric biology, I could move our bodies like a little puppet. But I don't think these
Ooh.
dead.
Somehow I think being
Biodrome.
able to be maneuvered by a puppet is worse than that.
They're
Worse than death.
they're sustained, like they're here. I wonder what would happen if I were
Do
to.
they have a mind?
I don't know.
I can find that out.
I can't read the waves of the noetic consciousness.
I mean,
I can try.
I think I have an EEG kit somewhere.
Knock yourself out.
All right. My food should just take another 2 minutes, so I will pop out again in about 2 minutes' time. But did you guys? So you were trying to feed one of them tasks.
No, I'm just gonna tap the task against the body.
The task is immediately absorbed.
Ah.
Well, there went that.
Ah. I've got other tasks, but that is peculiar.
That's different and unique.
What do you think, Liza?
I have an experiment that I want to do, but it might kill this particular body.
There looks around 12 others.
That's
Hello.
inhuman.
Okay.
So are they.
Wait, Evan, are these bodies that we're talking about? Are they bodies of the canticles of our fellow magi?
The bodies of the canticles. They're all wearing the Templar cross.
Oh,
I mean, I wouldn't really count them as human,
okay.
considering their actions.
But also, Eliza, you don't think that these are natural humans. You think that, if anything, these were probably grown in a vat.
Oh.
Would she share that?
Dinafre, how closely do you have this area locked down?
Dinafre kind of looks around and she says, "Nothing that happens here will be seen. We have it, shall we say. Everyone in the surrounding buildings are asleep and they won't be waking up until morning. Any video CCTV footage will simply show the street at night."
Okay, good. Dr. Anagon, you wouldn't happen to have a portable metaphysical research center within your chair, would you?
I have lots of things within the chair. Allow me to go looking.
And by you have
At least.
and by you have a lot of things in the chair, you mean you have a lot of things in me. I have a name, sir.
Well, they didn't
Is that out
know it.
loud?
Yes, that
Yes.
is that right.
What is their name?
Their name is Cyclonus.
Cyclonus? Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
And there's Hungar as well.
Are they
Cyclonus
alive
is-
Transformers. Bungar, currently sleeping, sir.
Yeah, he needs to charge after that event. But oh wait, we do need to boot Hungar up because he showed me something last night or during this.
So, can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Sure.
You said there was a sniper.
points
Yes.
to the roof. There was also a sighter.
A sighter?
Somebody just stand there, correct image.
I'll be back in just another 2 minutes. Just gonna go actually get my.
Spotter. Spotter, that's the word I was looking for.
Do you remember where they were?
Points to the roof where the sniper was. But
I want to
they
go
had
check that out.
they had
Mhm.
a very peculiar look. Give me a minute.
Oh.
I've got to get data files from Hungar. And
Alright,
the little keyboard comes up, typey type type.
So cool.
And the snarl of like an angry dog comes from the back of his chair. There are two of them.
So cool.
He doesn't like when I crawl around in his room while he's sleeping.
It is
Okay.
understandable.
They? Sometimes they. But usually just him. Tappity tap 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 tap. Oh, and you needed an ether wave motion scanner, right?
Yeah, I am going to try and grab the etheric energies from their bodies and store it within my Pariup device.
Yeah, okay. Well, I also have well, I don't have it here, but I've got access to aerial etheric resonance cleaner systems.
That might be useful later.
Tap, tap, tap,
So
and out of the side wheelchair, a little device that looks like the Ghostbusters scanner, the PKE meter.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
Sorry.
what? Do you not like the PKE meter, Marcus? Jesus.
No, full on nerd of awesome. Sorry.
It's okay, Marcus. I had the same feeling.
It's almost like he's playing an Aetherite or something. I mean, bear in mind, I once wanted to make an Aetherite who was basically Egon from Ghostbusters, but continue.
Here you go. This should get you your scanner. Do you speak Portuguese?
No. What language does Liza speak?
Well, I don't speak Portuguese either, but sometimes it just defaults to the Portuguese setting. That's why I asked.
Oh.
Takes out cell phone, has Google Translate.
Tap, 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 tap. Rope memory serves me correctly. English. There we go.
Que nombre et albe de dancio nembe. Por favor.
Claudia look over. Just shakes her phone. Google Translate.
The fuck is it talking about?
Something about it needs your attention.
Yes. Tap, tap. And we're back in English. Excellent.
Alright.
That one's a little uppity.
You don't say.
Really thorough, but a little uppity. And if it asks for candy, don't give it to him. It'll upset its stomach this late at night.
Aww.
Just a second. So Isaac, how's it going?
Isaac is now wandering around. He has taken to draping the death cloth over him and is now masquerading as the worst ghost Halloween costume possible.
So you are now a spooky, spooky ghost.
Say again?
You are now a spooky, spooky ghost.
Yes.
If Isaac gets too close to Lottie, she's going to trip him.
Isaac maintains a healthy distance.
For Isaac, now that you're kind of examining the space in the spiritual plane, the Shadowlands, etc., you don't think these entities ever had souls. You think that they were actually built from the point of view of they didn't need them, so they were essentially an extraneous, unwanted.
They were as if Frankenstein himself created his miracle, and yet at the final step, failed to invigorate it with the divine spark.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
There's a lot of empathy to these people. They're also soulless.
if Isaac has not given the group the information that he does not believe that these creatures had any souls to begin with, he divulges it as such.
Okay.
Yeah, that lines up pretty clearly. These things were probably grown in a tube. Man.
Huh.
Man, it really looks... Wow, man, this... Okay.
What do you want to do, Eliza?
I am going to... I just need to check the book whether or not it's possible with Prime 4. But basically, I want to extract the quintessence and prime energy from these bodies, rather from one of the bodies, into my Periapt device.
Okay. That is something I think you can do.
Yeah.
What's your level of life?
My life?
Yeah.
I think it's 3, but you need prime to extract quintessence.
Yes. You also need life in order to basically do it. It's like if you want to rip it from an object, you need matter. If you want to rip it from a living thing, it's life. I think life 3 is enough though. So by all means, do the thing.
Yeah, it's okay. If we're going by that
It
rule,
just
so
makes
life
it more
two.
effective if you have life and matter. You can straight rip it, but you only get a point with just prime.
Yeah.
If you have the appropriate secondary sphere, you get oodles more.
Oodles mode. Let me just grab prime just to see whether or not I'm doing this correctly.
It's in how do you do that in the sacrifice section?
Oh, it's
Energy
how do you
work.
want to do that?
Yeah. In energy work.
Oh, herb der.
Sorry. Are we quiet again?
No, it's all right. I was opening up the wrong book anyway.
So, Evan,
Yes.
the good doctor has been rattling around Hungar's video feed from his time tearing apart members of the Templars, and Hungar and the bastard with one eye wave to each other. I'm pulling up that section of video.
All right. For those
And
of
then-
you who have missed the Grandmaster Albrecht of the Templars, you see him on the screen.
And
One
he will
eye
just let out a little CO2 fog and just use a basic projector to create a very rudimentary. This is that asshole. That was the spotter. He is the one who waved at Hunga and looked like he was in charge. This one-eyed jackwagon. Could you pull up the image of that guy, Mr.
I will in
Eston?
a few minutes, but I'm done eating.
Excellent.
But sir, remember what your doctor said about your use of creative insults and your blood pressure.
I know. I should use them more often.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, I'd run the risk of hypertension and, losing my mind and having heart failure.
Question: did we get? Oh, I'm sorry. I saw Heather's note in the chat. Did she get back any information from her mind site?
They don't have a mind currently because they're inactive.
Gotcha.
All right. So, I am just going to place my my device. I'm going to link it up to your research station, Austin. Take out my notepad. Let's see. I would much rather do this in a laboratory, but a makeshift something has to work for this test. This is a rudimentary value That'll be fine for now, I think. You might want to. Everybody might want to take 10 steps back in case things go wrong, though.
Step.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do you forget luck?
Boopy goes, steps back.
All right, I am going to extract Prime from these motherfuckers. From one of these motherfuckers.
Roll me your d.
I roll the deets.
Difficulty 7 because difficulty 8 to start with. It's vulgar
8.
plus 4. Yep.
Vulgar plus 4. It's Prime 3 to pull it from a living being.
In that case, it is Prime 3. Continue. It's difficulty 7.
I will drop a point to Quint to bring it to 6.
Okay.
That's one success.
You're going to need to continue that casting.
Yeah, I'm going to continue the casting. So difficulty raises by 1, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to drop 2 Quint.
Cool.
Would it may be easier to draw it from the bullet, seeing as how you're all techie?
I mean, out of character, it would be easier, but I would have to draw it from the bullet first, and that requires another magical effect. But
Why?
that'll be something for later. That's 2 successes, so I've got a total of 3 successes for now.
All right, you're going to need one more success because that is the base to get the effect off, and one more success will start drawing Quint.
Even though it's only a level 3 sphere effect.
Sphere effect, which means you need the 3 just to kick off the effect. Every success beyond the 3 will draw a point of Quint. The 3 is to kick off the effect.
I thought you'd get 2 Quint per success after the kickoff. Okay.
If you do, but you still need an additional point after the success.
Oh, okay. Fuck it up. I'll drop a willpower.
Cool.
Hey, so that is 6 successes in total.
All right, so Max, you draw exactly 1 quintessence out of this thing. You sense that was all that it currently had. At which point, when you take all of the Quint, it reverts to almost like a gelatinous primordial soup of genomes, cells, and other things like that are no longer being held together in a cohesive manner.
So as the quintessence gets drawn into my period, which is basically this USB stick, Elijah just takes it out. The research device looks over at the gelatinous thing and says, "That was not worth the amount of effort I put into it, but okay." I think it's better. Really, I think it's easier to just counter, to write up an opposing formula to dismantle this effect rather than just draw the raw etheric energy from them.
Oh, may I ask a question?
Sure, go for it.
All this stuff came from somewhere, so shouldn't we hold on to some of it to track, see where it come from?
You mean the bodies themselves?
Yes, which is exactly what Cypher 9 would want us to do. So we shouldn't do it.
You hurt my head. Look, here's the thing. I have no idea if Cypher 9 is even in this. In fact, I am beginning to form a hypothesis that, the thing about the Canticles' lamentation and the Technocrat's extremist faction working together might actually be possible, and that terrifies me.
ST, don't die on us.
Don't die.
I hear coughing and hacking. Don't die.
Please don't die. We quite like you.
But if we were to keep a hold of them, they could be reactivated with a single command word. That would be bad.
That would be
Well,
bad.
Aye, and that's
We
exactly
could
what would
put it
happen
in-
if we did some sort of tracky wacky magic thing.
Well, we could put them in essentially an ether-resistant Faraday cage.
Well,
Use the same principles.
before you do that, do they have an effect on him?
I mean, I just drew whatever sustains them, and they turn into this.
Well, I mean, if I was a bad person, and I knew that, and my theory was that as soon as they got these things, they would either do one of those two things because that's what people commonly do. Well, I would leave something behind. What would make the people what was keeping them or tracking with them be very sad pandas?
Yeah, most likely.
What does the second 9 fellow look like?
Oh,
If anyone can read minds, you can yank it right out of my head.
At this
Yeah.
point, Isaac just goes ahead and pipes up well within Lottie kicking range. Why don't you just bury them?
honestly,
Does he look like this? Pointing at the little hologram.
no. Why don't we just bury these bodies, you ask? It's because, well, let's say we do bury them, right? And we do not just extract the etheric resonance coming from them, and they get reactivated with a single code word. What do you think is going to happen?
They're going to be locked in boxes underneath the ground, 6 feet under.
Well, sir, that's exactly the sort of sentimental thing Cypher and I would expect a bunch of tradition mages to do, isn't it?
Why
Oh.
don't we just cremate them?
Yeah, that would be better, honestly.
Funerary rites are equal in this manner: burial or fire.
Lie is always an option.
I'm just gonna look over to the give this quick glance over to the
the
Nafriad,
Nafriad.
mention the fire, and then just refocus my attention.
And
Alright, you want fire? Give me 20 seconds.
Well, cremation and then spreading of the ashes for funeral rites would be fine.
we can do it in the ocean.
Yeah,
Slightly, you know.
Why are we giving funeral rites to fake entities that don't exist? Except
Because it would be polite.
That's
And
exactly the sort of
proper
things
ceremony rites would prevent these creatures from being reanimated, a la Frankenstein's deer monster.
Well, I mean, if there's nothing left, or it's all just broken down goo, that would take a great deal to reanimate.
broken
Well,
down goo,
would it?
put to the torch. As long as they're not buried whole, I don't particularly care.
Well, you looked at the magic inside of them. What's they're actually made out of?
Just a slight bit of etheric resonance, a whole lot of base substance of the human body, and that's kind of it. I think they're kind of like shock troops. Honestly, they're just puppets controlling weapons.
That makes
Isaac
this
at this moment is
really sad.
flipping through his comic book, wherein there's those Egyptian burial jars, and simply points to them and say, "Dismemberment is also a possibility."
So
Well, I mean,
I'm
if you're
gonna
No, buddy, you're pretty grim.
Thank
I'm
you. I
gonna-
try.
do a life matter scan.
okay.
So 4 successes.
Okay. But the only thing that's interesting is normal, normal, normal. These are the people with bits inside them. Normal, 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 decaying uranium. What?
What?
So he's just gonna go 35 liters water, 20 kilograms carbon, 4 liters ammonia, 1.5 kilograms lime, 800 grams phosphorus, 250 grams salts, 100 grams saltpeter, 35 grams uranium?
We're leaving! He grabs Eliza and D'Onofrio. We're leaving.
Some sulfur, some fluorine, some iron, some silicon, trace other elements. This one ate. God, that lunch was terrible.
By the way,
So
Austin,
is this
the uranium is decaying incredibly quickly, almost as if it is about to go into the state of fission.
All right, uranium's getting ready to go to the boom boom. Anybody want to throw
Okay.
that thing to the sun? Now would be the time.
Oh no. Stepping away. Stepping
Either
away.
that or it gets shot into another plane and I don't know what happens.
Someone know how to throw into a black hole? Anything I can help?
I was going to say, I think we might need to wait till Max, aka the disarmer of all bombs, gets back.
We shall wait until Eliza returns.
Normal decaying uranium. What?
Hold on, I'm currently taking care of some business.
Oh,
I literally yelled that we're leaving, and my mother's just like, you know what time it is? You know, Agrabanites was nice while it lasted. Really nice place.
I mean, surprisingly easy
But
stab
also,
to descend.
I will point out, you were slightly wrong. It's actually more akin to 2 kilograms of uranium.
2 kilos of
Leaving.
uranium?
That's a little bit
Leaving.
more.
We're leaving. We're
It is the-
leaving.
Yeah.
If you'd like to look it up, that is the standard.
That's ordnance.
That is the standard amount of uranium that is found in a suitcase or dirty bomb. Fun fact.
Yeah,
We're leaving.
that's
We're
ordnance.
leaving.
I'm going to hold off on my action, and I'm going to let the Great Diffuser do the Great Diffuser things. And if the Great Diffuser fails, then that's getting shunted somewhere.
So what happens if you would have set that on fire then?
No, I think that we
Bigger
should
bada
not.
boom.
Oh,
I think
okay.
we should not.
All right. What do we have? What do I need to do? What's happening?
But that has a rapidly decaying piece of uranium to the point of fission about the size of 2 kilograms, right around the chest hole.
I'm gonna look through it through Life and Matter site that are already Life Matter and Prime site that are already active on my goggles.
Shit. I was gonna say, if you told me that Matter site was active, I would have said that there was uranium in the chest.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
No harm, no foul.
So I have a couple of questions before actually taking action,
Yeah.
Evan. One, is it like just uranium, or is it actually like a device linked to uranium?
Evan does not know the exact material component for a dirty bomb. However, by God, that's in the chest.
Okay, so there's actually something that I can diffuse in the chest.
Correct.
And is the chest open and exposed?
No, you will have to physically cut it open.
Ugh. Okay.
I will point out though, for you, and you've probably found this good, there is no prime traces whatsoever. This is a mundane human bomb. You would assume the idea was they thought you'd look through prime first and maybe miss it.
Oh.
I heard that there is an excuse to buy medicine in downtime, so Isaac volunteers with this procedure.
I will help you. D'Onofrio, get ready for some radiation containment, please. Now, thank you.
If you slag it all with prime, doesn't it not matter what it is?
No, it's still going to go off. All right, let's do this. What do we...
Okay, so there are 2 ways you could, in theory, do this. The first way is you could attempt to defuse the bomb. Defusing the bomb has its own risks involved, because obviously it is defusing a bomb. You could also use matter in order to transmute the elements of the bomb that can explode into completely inert elements. So, for example, converting the uranium into plasticine and converting the actual ignition material, which is probably some kind of nitroglycerin-like substance, into cotton candy.
Does anybody have matter 4?
Okay.
No. But I do have a question. Does this qualify as corpse or remains?
Remains.
Excellent. It falls under matter then.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna eat another paradox. So I'm gonna melt the body to expose the boom boom.
Okay. I think Max may have dropped. Yes.
Okay. So I will hold off on that. I will confer with Max when Max returns.
Mostly because if Max doesn't return, hey Doc, this show's on you.
Apparently.
Leaving, leaving, leaving.
Maya, you would not be able to run far enough away.
You know what? Lottie would at least like to try.
I mean, that is a fair and reasonable response. This qualifies as remains. That means it falls under a matter pattern. Wait for the smart one with the good with the good rolls for the thing to come back.
Trying to think of anything I can do.
Gotcha.
What'd you get?
I was looking at my books.
Aha. Books are good.
What? Books are good.
Yeah, my
If the bomb
my
was complete,
plan.
did you guys say that? Did you guys say out loud the bomb was a mundane?
It is. Yes, it is a mundane bomb. I believe that is what Eliza said.
He goes,
Mm-hmm.
do bombs blow up if the wiring turns to goop?
That's a good question.
So if
I
you
do
turn-
have 2 dots in technology, I think.
I would look that up, but I don't. I'm pretty sure that would get me flagged.
Right. So I have tech. I'm gonna let Eliza shine.
That's legit.
Lottie, you wanna poke the player of Eliza?
Yeah, I'm gonna poke the player. I'm gonna see if something's up.
I think that they might
see-
have lost internet because they kind of froze and then
Mm-hmm.
they stayed for quite a while and they dropped, which is generally indicative of
Internet
night.
issues.
but they may have mobile data in which they could jump back on, or at least let us know that hey, their PC is rebooting.
I'm just gonna hit them up.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Hey, Matt.
You
Matt.
have returned. Excellent.
So what happened? I'm sorry, man.
So,
Just waiting on you to do things to be heroic
all
and
good.
Eliza like.
what is Eliza's plan?
I don't know.
So, do we want to melt the remains so we can get to the boom boom?
I was just thinking of helping good old Isaac over there to open up the chest and just kind of.
Yep.
That's a great
We need a
idea.
bone saw.
You do that.
Okay, Isaac, do you want to make me a dex medicine roll? Eliza, you may help with this.
Sure.
So while
Do
I
neither
have
of us have
matter-
medicine?
I have 1 dot in medicine.
Then I'll be assisting you.
Wait, do you not have medicine?
I will check again, but I'm pretty sure I don't.
So I have a new plan, and this is new plan double O.
What is it?
And double O is I'm gonna check the other sets of remains.
All right. I don't have medicine. I do have science.
How many of them also have uranium in them?
None. Only one.
Like you guys see the doctor take out his little scanner and go bzzz, scan. Look, scan. Look.
I shall spend another point of willpower on this roll. Let's see. That is 4 successes for me.
On dex medicine?
Dex medicine.
Nice.
Shink.
I mean, to quote Jamie Lannister, you cut him open from balls to brains and you saw what Starks are made of.
Damn.
I am also, at the same time while I'm doing this, I'm saying, D'Onofrio, we need some radiation containment. And we need it now.
Isaac is just your on-call nurse. Bone saw, spatula, syringe. You don't need a spatula. Give me that back.
D'Onofrio is moving. You see her doing something. Continue.
Okay. Can I see the device?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I am going to attempt to disable it.
All right. Would you like me to make me an intelligence technology roll?
Sure.
Cool.
Now, I do have technology. Can I help him out with this one?
Can I as well? I have technology 3.
If somebody can outshine me, please do so. Isaac's just gonna go ahead and I imagine get shoved by Lottie out of the way before he does something.
I have technology.
No, hang on. No. There's a skill for this. Max, roll me intelligence demolitions.
I do have demolitions.
I know that.
Let me just check one of my merits really quickly.
So
Hands of Daedalus?
Hands of Daedalus. Oh, look at that. Did I already pay this fine? I used the fine paper to lock a page. Whatever. I already paid it.
What kind of fine was it?
It was just like I drove too hard or some shit. I don't know. Let's see. I don't need that. I don't need that.
You have to pay your fines to keep the royalty in their, nice houses. That's how that works, right?
Does it?
I don't know.
Hands of Daedalus.
Do you want the readout?
70, page 70. I got it.
Can I use an entropy? I have entropy 2. Can I use an entropy 1 effect?
You can lower the difficulty.
Yes. Basically, control probability, kind of like sense flaws, fate, fortune.
Yes.
So, alrighty.
Okay.
Can I bless him with luck and take away every success, take away 1/1 from his roll?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Would this be a modification to mechanical technology?
It's dismantling mechanical technology, so I'm going to say no.
Okay, got it. So I will just wait.
So,
until
right. Thank God you're getting all of your friends to help you, because it's going to be difficulty 9, because you do not have the right tools for this.
I technically have my gloves, but yeah.
All right, so Eliza,
Mm-hmm.
4 successes on a lowering your difficulty.
So that will
Nice.
drop it to difficulty 6, because you can only drop by -3 plus 3. So you put 1 into the duration and 3 into the effect. So Eliza, it will now be difficulty 6.
Okay.
And we're going to wait for Duncan to give you some reduction of 1s.
Yep. 'Cause by God, I'll probably need them.
Yep.
Let's see.
After Duncan is done, slicing his hand open and drawing an arcane symbol in the ground and pointing this knife accusingly at Eliza, 2 of your 1s will not count.
All right,
Nice.
excellent. So what'd you say I needed to roll? Wow, that was loud.
Intelligence demolitions.
Okay.
This is the first of 2 rolls. I'll point out the next will be dexterity demolitions.
All right. I'll make the first roll. I'll spend another point of willpower because why the fuck not? Didn't need it. But that's 3 successes.
All right, you're pretty sure that if you interrupt the power core that is charging up for the explosion, you should be able to negate the explosion.
All right. Isaac, could you just hold these 2 pieces of flesh real open for me real quick? Thank you.
He goes ahead and grabs both pieces and just stretches it open for
side note,
Eliza to have a better view.
On a side note, because it is important, Eliza,
Mm-hmm.
as you're working, you hear a voice coming from a small speaker located at the bottom itself. Give me a second.
Is that asshole?
He's not an asshole. He's filled with love. Love him.
Just wrong, love.
He is filled with soon to be my fucking fists.
I mean, does this look like the face of a man who would lie to you? Load. Does this look like the face of a man who would lie to you?
Yes, while
Yes.
stabbing someone.
He looks like the lion type. He lied to you and slapped your mama. That's that dude.
He'd slap your mama. Mm-hmm. But it says, yes, Miss Hoth. I had assumed that it would be you who would do the gallantries.
Look, can we put you on pause for like 5 seconds? I know you want to be all smug and shit, but you are like really not as important as you think you are. I'm just going to continue.
That's fine. All right. So, would you like to now make me the dexterity?
Demolitions.
Rolls. Because of your good successes in the first one, it's going to be difficulty 7. It would have normally been difficulty 9, needing a threshold of 1 success. However, you rolled good.
All right.
Nice.
So because the duration went into Austin's entropy
Yes.
effect, it's
Yep.
still -3 diff.
Yes, it is.
All right. Let's see if this works, guys.
Fingers crossed.
There is a
I mean-
threshold. There was a threshold of 4 successes on this. I will tell you now.
Jesus Christ.
Shit, buckets.
I'll spend another point of willpower.
We believe in you, Eliza. You're the hero we need, not the hero we deserve.
Somebody else needs to learn how to defuse these fucking bombs because I'm getting real tired.
This is why I'm here, right beside you, man.
Let's see.
Sorry, I learned how to throw hands in school.
I'm so tempted to give you a +1 difficulty because Isaac's really distracting. Continue.
It's okay. I appreciate his effort. Let's go. It's willpower. I'll spend a point of willpower. Let's see. So that is base diff. 7 minus 3 is 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes with the willpower.
Yes.
Nice.
You managed to... Power core deactive. Shutting down. Oh.
D'Onofrio,
Yes.
can you please, before I move another muscle, please get every single bit of radiation away from me, because I really would like to not be a walking nuclear waste.
If it helps, I was about 25 seconds from transporting everything in that general vicinity to the bottom of the Leyte Gulf.
That would have probably taken too long, but sure.
All right then. You will feel a tingling over your skin, and you will then see a bright green light in her hand before she closes her hand.
Oh, being the diffusion squad is tiring. Thank you for your help, Isaac. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. If you had failed, we would have all died. And he goes ahead and lets the rib cage snap close as he just lets the pressure off.
Lottie will just pat Isaac on the head. Okay.
My. Always impressive, Miss Hunt.
If you said anything, I didn't hear you because I had to switch out the batteries of my headset.
Oh, he said, my. Always impressive, Miss Hunt.
Look, I have a question. When are you gonna stop being this comic book-ish supervillain, Cypher? Because it hasn't been working up till now.
Hasn't it?
No, it's kind of like it's
As of
really
right-
it's
He's
really
smart.
weird.
He says, indeed. However, as of right now, one disparate group has attacked another disparate group. There will be a reprisal. As a matter of fact, the reprisal will be taking place in 3, 2, 1. Nothing happens.
Hello?
And so
Somebody
that's-
switch on the Googles.
Reprisal?
Do people go to Google?
Absolutely.
Terrorist attack
100%.
Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem.
Holy shit.
Islamic terrorist groups stationed in Saudi Arabia have claimed responsibility for this heinous act, killing no less than 107 parishioners who were worshipping in the Church of the Immaculate Consumption.
Oh, Jesus.
You call me
Cypher.
cartoonish, Miss Hoth, but in the end, it's just a matter of understanding the human heart.
Cypher,
Yeah,
do you need a hug and a shank in the throat?
You're pretty cartoonish.
That the box just shuts off. The light goes.
I could say something more witty about the guy, but he's just I don't know.
He seems to have a very deep interest in you.
It's kind of creepy and stalkery.
Yeah, no, nothing kind of about it.
Yeah.
So one of these days, you're just going to be hung over like a vat of acid while he goes through a monologue.
Yep.
I mean, he sounds like a very particular gentleman.
Yeah. He used to be one of the higher ups in the Technocratic Union until they kicked him out.
Because of his
Kicked him
shining
out.
personality?
Because of his shining personality. Anyways,
Yeah.
we can only hope that the Disparate Alliance would have more common sense than this, right? They're an alliance. They talk to each other, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
For the record, D'Onofrio is already face palming. She has her thumb and her forefinger wrapped around her nose as she's just the eyes are closed, just
Look, I can't go ahead and like speak for the entire alliance, but if you need me here to go ahead and be some extra hands when you defuse a bomb, I'm more than happy to do so. In fact, if you could go ahead and teach me how to do that, I think that might be a better help for you next time.
Sure,
Actually,
I don't mind.
This is the
Can
lad that puts the blankets over his head and pretends he's a ghost, right?
Yes.
Can you teach me too, Liza, just in case?
Sure, I can teach you the basics.
Thank you.
All right, kids. And with that in mind, there will be a rumor posted tomorrow about the bloody terrorist attack in Israel. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This is another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.